Hi. Gay is not sin, and Jesus isn't asking the gay person to change and be straight. You know, I never hear about the two witnesses very much in the church and preaching. People seem to want to avoid that topic. I think a lot of it might have to do is you don't know how to explain it. Because you want the rapture to take place before the tribulation. And the two witnesses, part of their job, a major part of their job, is to chastise the church as it was, to get you corrected. They're going to go out and they're going to conquer, as it were, principalities and dominions and so forth of these places and these strongholds. Christianity has taken power. In Daniel 12, it says there's going to be a period of time, 1260 days, for the breaking of the power of the church. Yet these kind of things are just not mentioned in prophecy teaching, and they're avoided like crazy. One guy says that, you know, you're taking in the four horsemen's coming in. So, you know, as a whole, it seems like we just got to believe that the four horsemen of Satan or something, you know, Antichrist, they're all representing features that is coming in the last days at the beginning of the trib to really wreak havoc into hurting people just for the sake of hurting people, you know, or to, if you don't tote the line and you don't accept Antichrist or something, gonna hurt you, and that's what they're gonna do. Or the disasters that gotta come in that's gonna wipe out a third of the earth population. But there's more to the Bible than just trying to guess and wish scriptures. We got to go through a period of time. You gotta have things happen. Christians are not ready. They're filthy rags. We have lots of indication in the Bible and throughout the history of the church that we haven't been very good. We like to condemn people. One of the biggest things we're doing today is condemning massive number of gays, 700 million gays. Now, there's one place, End Time Ministry, or the End of the Age or something. You know, I kind of like that fella. He does pretty good, but he's got some pretty wrong doctrine. It's going to be amazing when it clicks on and he sees certain areas that need to take place, that he's skimming over, not explaining well. See, we just assume there's a pre-trib. We don't like to back it up. And what we use to back it up is saying, well, God didn't mean for Christians to go through the tribulation at all. And they try to quote some scriptures. Well, God didn't mean necessarily for us to go through the last 3 years. But the first 3.5 years of it, we need to go through because we ain't ready for heaven. We're not wearing our wedding gowns. Now, there was an example used again that, you know, it's not, you know, like I said, I like this fella, but and he usually doesn't condemn gays, and that helped a lot. But this particular time he was using this as an example where the United Nations is having some things that they're promoting as world law, and all countries have to accept this. Now, the United States accepted it, except that they say they're not 100% going to accept it. They're going to let Christian preachers, for the sake of their belief, not having to obey the rule. Canada, you get 5 years in jail. And these are things that if you say things, it's a hatred thing. They call it the genocide pact, whereby if you are condemning somebody, they call it a hate crime as it was, you get 5 years in jail, prison. Well, he used gays as an example. Like he said, boy, if you condemn a gay person, you could get 5 years in jail. Well, you can get the point in that, because there are definitely laws that are more protection now, that if you go out and you're going to badmouth and say some very hurtful things and on and on and on, you know, down to beating and all kinds of stuff, that Christian homophobes, and they do this to gays. They don't have a good explanation. They just hate gays, so they do that. So Christians want the right to be able to do this. And so they don't like this genocide pact that the United Nations put into law a few years ago. And so the United States, being still pretty powerfully Christian, was able to make it so that the Christian denominations as such don't have to abide by that law. However, there's something very different about saying that all the different kind of groups